All right, let's get started. Peace and love, everybody. This is Monica. We're going to be doing a brief overview of the hiring process. So, thank you for your interest in employment as the virtual call center agent with Community Wellness Group. This letter provides you with a list of requirements and qualifications needed to work on the Arise platform as a virtual call center agent. Please note, you are at no time an employee of Arise. You will be working as a seasonal independent contractor with the call center of Community Wellness Group. To get started, you must register with Arise as an agent by going to their website at www.ariseworkfromhome.com. Please note, contact the center after you have created an ID and a password. Be clear on what's involved before you committing. Learn about the client opportunities available, the schedule, the service hours, and any course requirements necessary to begin providing service. Pay will depend upon the client opportunity you choose. The call center pays agents based on committed intervals served. Each interval is 30 minutes and two intervals represents 1 hour. Each agent receives a direct deposit every 2 weeks. You will be required to have a background check. A third party will perform this background check and the cost is $7.95 if applicable, and or drug analysis. Right now, the companies are paying for the background check. What characteristics make up an ideal agent? The key to success for an agent is as follows. Got to be self-motivated, got to be professional and capable of handling a high level of service, positive and optimistic, and you got to be punctual and dependable. What equipment you need to work for the call center? If you notice on the far right, it says to attend class, then you see to service, and then you see the workstation. Well, to attend the class, you need a USB headset with a mic and background noise reduction. You can purchase any brand, does not need to be an expensive kind. They, um, you would need to make sure that it has a USB that can connect to your PC and our laptop port. This particular headset is used while you're in training, the computer headset. To service, the call center phone with a headset, you can purchase any brand. You can go to Amazon, it has the lowest price. The device comes with a headset which connects to the phone and another cable that connects to the phone to your phone line, either in a cable modem or wall jack. VoIP lines with a cable provider are allowed, Coscom, Vantage, etc. As long as you use your phone line is as long as your phone line is either on a cable box or a wall jack, you can use it. No soft phones, VoIP allowed, Skype, Google Voice, or Magic Jack. No mobile devices. This is what the workstation looks like. It's a desktop computer. And all-in-one is not compatible. You must make sure that if you have the internet, that you have the Ethernet card connected from this PC here, you can see it, to your modem. Must make sure it meets the specifications. When do you get paid? Okay, so here's the 2018 call center revenue calendar. Let's go through it. The blue numbers The blue numbers represent the invoice posted date. That's when the call center you work for receives their invoices from Arise. The silver numbers represent the service revenue issue date. That's when the Arise sends the direct deposit to the call center. The green numbers, if your call center is set up on their payroll, they will probably process the payroll the following day from the issue date from Arise, which gives you 2 business days later for you to receive your direct deposit in your bank account. So, for example, the invoice is sent to the call center on January 8th. The deposit posts to the call center's account on January 9th. The call center processed payroll on January 10th. The client service professional gets paid 2 business days after the call center processes payroll, which would be January 12th. Here's an example of what an invoice looks like. It will have the call center's name. It would have Arise's address. It would have the dates that this particular pay is covering, an invoice number. It would also have the different clients that company is servicing, the intervals that the client actually serviced, the pay rate, and the amount. Notice each client pays different rates. If you're in certification phase of it, you may get one rate. If you're servicing the client, meaning you've completed your certification, it may come in per minute. See your scope of work for the details of how you will be paid. Make sure you discuss it with your call center IBO. So what's required to work from home or at a location with the call center? The first thing you do after you register and you've signed your waivers and you've been accepted into the call center is you have to take a voice assessment. The voice assessment takes about 10 minutes to complete. You can stop and return, which I do not recommend. You want to make sure that you've practiced the voice assessment prior to listening. It is not visual, it's all audio, and the response are within about 20 seconds. It is measuring your listening skills, your vocal skills, your quality of presentation when you respond. If you're unsuccessful with passing the voice assessment, then you must wait 90 days before you can attempt to work for the call center again. If you are successful and pass the voice assessment, then you move on to what was called a program assessment. The program could take up to 30 minutes. Sometimes it's usually about anything less than 20 questions. It could be based on the company that you're going to work for, or it could be personality type questions. It's usually an open book assessment, so you can use other tools to answer the questions. Background check. For security of Arise clients and the customers, a background check is mandatory and includes a national criminal history search, a name and social security number verification, and a current address verification. In regards to the criminal history report, only criminal convictions are considered, and a conviction does not necessarily preclude an individual from providing services on behalf of a company. When elevating this information, Arise consider all relevant factors, including the bearing the criminal offense may have on the services required by a particular project. When you're doing your background check, you must complete an affidavit in color with a copy of your ID card. It must be notarized and sent back to Arise. How long will the opportunity I express interest in to register? The enrollment group is notified immediately after you express interest in an opportunity, but it can take up to 3 days to receive feedback. However, expressing interest does not mean that you're selected for the opportunity. You will first need to become a client qualified. After you receive your client qualification notice, you'll have 24 hours to pay for the certification course. Certification. Certification is an investment opportunity. It's just like going to medical school or law school or getting a license for any other career field. The learners will gain a key knowledge related to the client, call types, customers, and how to be successful. Certification can cost anywhere from $19.99 to $249 depending on the opportunity. Most general information is that classes require a time commitment of 4 hours in class and 2 hours of self-paced 5 days a week, basically Monday through Friday. Courses generally last 4 to 6 weeks. Some opportunities offer fast-track certification options for shorter courses. Learners must pass all course requirements, including quizzes and exams, as stated in the opportunity announcement, in order to be certified and provide service. So here's an example of an opportunity announcement. So this particular course started December 27, 2017, and it ended January 17, 2018. It was Monday through Friday, and these were the options in 4-hour increments. That was certification. Once you finish January 17th, on January 18th, you began to become what we call service intervals. You're servicing the client. And it gave peak hour requirements and the dates that those peak hours are required. It also gave the weekend requirements and any peak date requirements. All of this is seen on the opportunity announcement when you go to register and you're looking to see which client that you would like to service. All of this information is shown up front. So what happens after certification payment? 3 to 5 days before class starts, you get a welcome letter from your instructor. The instructor will include their name, the dates, and reiterate the time that the course starts. It will also discuss any pre-work that you have to have done prior to you starting the certification. Completing the pre-work, you have to make sure that if your instructor requires you to complete the pre-work, that you're checking your emails from that point, because that's where this particular letter is going to go. Some companies send out an ASD, which is an Arise Secure Desktop. It comes on a flash drive. So you want to make sure that your computer actually can operate using that flash drive. Get a jump on things. Understand the client through independent research, meaning you want to go out and look and see if there's any information on that client that you're going to be working for as a virtual call center representative. You want to network with social media and talk to other agents when possible. There's some Facebook groups that actually will allow you to come in once you give them your information that you are a agent for Arise, and they will allow you to come in and you can see some of the questions that go back and forth in the groups. Commitment adherence. Making good use of tools, avoiding common pitfalls. Commitment adherence is the amount of time an agent services in comparison to the intervals chosen. It is imperative that all agents service at least 90% of the intervals selected. A statement of work could be determined for failure to meet this requirement. 5 tips for success. The first one, log in 5 to 10 minutes prior to service interval to ensure technology is functioning as it should. Tip 2, swap if needed. Swap allows the agent to put a selective intervals that cannot be serviced into a pool, allowing other companies opportunity to service them in place. Intervals can be put in for swap after 48-hour lockdown period, but only up to 2 hours before the selected intervals. Tip 3, release. If needed, agents can release intervals before the 48-hour lockdown period. Tip 4, waiver request should be in as soon as an issue is identified. Tip 5, use the steps to review commitment adherence guide. As stated, all of this information is given to you prior to you making the commitment. So more service level requirements. We talked about the 90% adherence, meaning once you choose your times that you want to work, you have to service at least 90% of those. Average time on the phone, you're going to become proficient as you go along in the certification process. It's going to teach you everything you need to know or be successful as a customer service representative or customer support professional, as you will hear yourself being referred to as. And the idea is to get your time down between 10 to 12 minutes. Quality, one, they want to make sure that you're giving the type of quality service at least 90%, right? Net promotion score. Net promotion score is based on you being able to recommend the product, the client that you're working with, willingness to recommend the product to others, friends, family, peers. Transfer rate. This is when you're on the phone. If you can handle that call at your lowest level, that's a beautiful thing. You want to keep that less than 10%. If you can't resolve the issue over the phone and you have to elevate it for escalate it to higher management, then this is what that's talking about. How often do you transfer the call? Documented rate, 95%. This is this rate by which the agent is note-in caller related to details and steps to resolve an issue in the client system. So basically, you're keeping the notes in that client's case so that when it is escalated or that client calls again, someone can follow up and understand what has happened to on a prior call. So what are some tools that Arise has on the site that if you have a question that you need to ask? Well, they have a little tool called Arise Virtual Agent, which is Ava. And what Ava does is you can post a question and you will get a response. It's like having a virtual live chat. It also will share with you the hours that technical support is available. You got technical support, which is 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 a year. You got enrollment, partners and enrollment. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to midnight. And then registration, if you're having issues with that, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The support includes registration, certification, password resets, telephony issues, access to the client codes, statement of works, invoicing, and service revenue. Again, here it is again broken down. So if you're in technical or you're on the Ava and you're trying to find answers to specific areas, these are the different groups of technical support that you want to talk to, depending on your concern or your issue, which is listed in each one of these blocks. Again, that's a quick overview of how to get started. I am going to show you the website really quick. So you would go to www.ariseworkfromhome.com, and the page looks like this when you open it up, and you want to click register now. Once you click register now, you would click, if you're in the US, you would click the US, you would click next, and then you would read the statements as follows, and then you would go ahead and click next, and the rest you can kind of maneuver through. If you're looking for an example on working the live stream, the voice assessment, you can go to YouTube and put in a Rise voice assessment. Here's an example. You click on the link. This is the example you want to use, this one right here. And you want to listen to this example at least 4 to 5 times to kind of ensure you understand what's going on prior to you taking that voice assessment. You want to make sure that when you take that voice assessment, that you're speaking confidently, you are speaking clearly, you understand what they're getting ready to ask you. Although this is not the same exact test, it is similar in nature, and you kind of anticipate what's going on as opposed to going in blind. So this is an example. Again, you have any questions or concerns, you can email me at tricityv@gmail.com, or you can call 803-814-5490. Thank you, and I hope to have you as a customer service professional in the near future. Peace and love, everybody.